Good afternoon and welcome to Channel 1 Lunchtime News. My name is Jackie Wambiro, our sign language interpreter. This afternoon is Lensa Odingo. It is the 24th day of April 2020. I do hope you're keeping safe. This even as Muslims across the world commence on the month of Ramadan. This year's holy month of Ramadan will be marked differently due to the coronavirus pandemic. Do interact with us on our Twitter handle at KBC Channel 1 or at Jackie Wambiro. Now let's kick off the broadcast. Those living in the coastal region have been put on high alert over imminent floods that could hit parts of the coast region following heavy rains pounding parts of the country. Sections of Kilifi, Kwale, Taita Taveta and Tana River counties have been flagged after reports indicated that water levels in River Sabaki and River Tana had risen significantly.
Kufikia mto ni takriban zaidi ya kilomita 2 na yale mashamba yote ambayo yako katika area hii yote ni kama yameweza kuzama kufikia saa hii.
Over 500 acres of farms were submerged in parts of Madogo after River Tana burst its banks following heavy rains that continue to pound most parts of the country. Farmers calling on government's intervention to cushion them from losses, saying they had expected high yields and returns this season.
Zile dams ambazo ziko upande ule wa juu ambazo zinatumika kuweza kuweka maji zote sasa hizi zimeweza kufurika mapema haya. Kwa hivyo hiyo maji yote tuyatarazamie upande huu wetu. Kwa hivyo na vile ilivyo nafikiri yale mafuriko ambayo tutapatana nayo huu mwaka kwa wakati huu inaweza ikakuwa mbaya zaidi kulishinda yale ambayo tushawahi kuzishuhudia.
Musa Warido from Lebanon says about 200 acres of his farm had been submerged and he has been left with nothing to fend for his family. In the coast region, Kenya Red Cross has issued an alert on imminent floods in areas of Kilifi, Kwale, Taita Taveta and Tana River counties due to the sustained rainfall currently pounding the country. Area Governor Amason Kingi has issued an alert and directed people living along river banks to move to higher ground to avoid a loss of lives.
So tumepata ujumbe kwamba mafuriko yameanza katika sehemu ya miinuko ya Kenya, na kawaida mafuriko yakianza katika sehemu ile bila shaka tunajua wazi kwamba mto Sabaki lazima utafurika na wakati mwingi unaleta uharibifu mkubwa. Na kwa sababu tumepata habari hizi mapema, tayari ujumbe tumepeleka kule mashinani sehemu ya Sabaki kwamba watu wote ambao wanaishi katika sehemu ya tambarare ya mto Sabaki waondoke na waende katika sehemu za miinuko.
Meanwhile, motorists plying the Narok Maimahiu route have been advised to seek alternative routes. This after flood water severely damaged the section approaching Siapei Bridge. The Kenya National Highways Authority is embarking on urgent restoration works, and the Hindu community from Radha Krishna Temple in Kericho have donated foodstuffs to landslide victims in different parts of Kipkelion West Sub-County in Kericho County. At least 4 people lost their lives after landslides swept through their homes. Caroline Kama reporting for Channel 1 Lunchtime News.
Now, away from environmental matters, President Uhuru Kenyatta has urged Muslim faithful to pray for the country during the holy month of Ramadan in the wake of threats posed by coronavirus. In his message of goodwill on the commencement of the holy month of Ramadan, the head of state urged Muslims to embrace guidelines issued by the government to contain the spread of COVID-19, saying this year's Ramadan will be commemorated differently in contrast with past holy months. The holy month of Ramadan kicks off tomorrow in the country. In the past, Ramadan is marked by fasting, communal worship and sharing of meals. However, this year, marking the holy month of Ramadan will be different amid the coronavirus pandemic. In his message on the commencement of the holy month of Ramadan, President Uhuru Kenyatta says the government is committed to mitigation efforts to combat COVID-19 disease. The head of state lauded health workers, security teams, researchers, emergency teams and personnel who have been at the front line in fighting the crisis. President Kenyatta expressing optimism that Kenya will overcome the challenge, saying the nation will rebuild its businesses and economy. He pointed out that the holy month of Ramadan is an important period of reflection, fasting and prayer, urging all Kenyans of various faiths and denominations to join in reflection and prayer, for Kenya during these challenging times. This even as he called on Kenyans to remember the less fortunate and vulnerable groups during this period in line with the spirit of Ramadan. Now, Deputy President William Ruto has called on all Muslim faithful in the country to pray for the nation as they usher in the holy month of Ramadan. Speaking from his residence in Nairobi, the Deputy President urged Muslims to observe the measures put in place by the government to fight the coronavirus pandemic. The Deputy President says the government will continue to do its best in mitigating the adverse effects of the pandemic.
The Muslim faithfuls will usher in the holy month of Ramadan at this time of profound anxiety and uncertainty. The spirit of Ramadan, however, calls us to rekindle compassion and charity and to reach out to our less fortunate brothers and sisters. The culture of solidarity uniting the Muslim faithful will be crucial in mitigating the painful disruption brought about by the corona disease outbreak. As you faithfully observe this important pillar of your faith, I urge each one of you to pray for our nation, Kenya, that God may have mercy upon us and that He may extend blessings to us and our neighbors for peace, unity, and prosperity. I also urge you to be more vigilant and meticulous in observing the guidelines and protocols issued by our health experts until we overcome this pandemic. From my family and I, Ramadan Kareem wa Saum Makbul.
Now let's shift gears where Wajir County is now able to conduct tests for COVID-19 after equipping the Wajir Referral Laboratory with requisite kits. Wajir Governor Ambassador Mohamed Abdi Mohamud says with the new capacity, they are now able to conduct between 60 to 100 tests within a period of 24 hours. Additionally, 60 isolation beds have been procured and are set to be distributed across all 6 sub-counties in the area.
The county government of Wajir is in the process of enhancing its capacity in the wake of COVID-19, despite not having recorded any positive case. To this effect, the Wajir Regional Referral Hospital has been equipped with the requisite kits to officially conduct testing for coronavirus. According to the county boss Mohamed Abdi Mohamud, the facility has the capacity to carry out 60 to 100 tests each day.
If the samples are few, they will take less than maybe an hour or 2 hours or so. But in a day, 24 hours, we have the capacity of testing up to 100 per day. That's a big number. But we are hoping against hope that no case comes here.
In terms of the results that we are releasing here, we are confident that those results have been verified, they have been validated, and they can be released without any subject of doubt.
Meanwhile, over 30 healthcare workers have been equipped with the necessary skills should the virus be recorded in the county, even as the governor issued a stern warning to residents from Mandera entering into the county despite being under partial lockdown.
Unajua watu ya Mandera kidogo wanajua kupita panya routes, si ndio? Nasikia wengine wamepita Korofara huko juu na wamepitia huko Sabule sijui wapi Pandio, wengine sijui That is very serious. Tunataka kila mtu hata wale wanakabadia huko wakiona gari kama hiyo wa report kwa polisi, hapo gari hiyo ishikwe.
Sisi na Mandera ni kama maji na stima sasa. Maji na stima inapatana kweli? Kwa hivyo kama uko na relative huko, ukikubali akuja kwako, tayari tu ujue kwamba hali yako sijui ni nani atakusaidia. Huko ni lockdown, na hapa pia tumesema kila mtu akae bali yake.
Nancy Okware, Channel 1 News.
That report by Nancy Okwara brings us to our first break here on Channel 1 Lunchtime News. Don't go too far. We'll be right back.
What has been your greatest challenge as a parent during the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic situation? As we wait for the pandemic to be over at home, COVID-19 has given us an opportunity to reconnect with our children. Join Nakada during Good Morning Kenya Breakfast Show as we discuss positive parenting. Remember, parenting is all about you. Nakada, for a nation free from alcohol and drug abuse.
Next on.
Muislamu anafaa kutekeleza mambo kama yepi ama ibada zipi ili apate kumkurubia Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala kama maandalizi ya mwezi mtukufu wa Ramadhani.
Waislamu na wasiokuwa Waislamu, ili tuweze kujua kitu gani Waislamu wanachokifanya na ni kwa sababu gani. Allahu Latifu, Mwenyezi Mungu ni mpole zaidi.
Next on.
Vile nilienda clinic nikiwa na mimba 8 months. Nimeenda wakanipima. Wakaniambia pressure imepanda sana na ni lazima tuokoe mmoja kati yenu.
Nilienda huko nikaadmitiwa. Wakafanyia mtoto test zote. Wananiambia they are negative. Haoni chochote. But mtoto ana converse. Despite kumpea hizo dawa zote. Mpaka daktari anasema aipewe dawa nyingine. Ni amepewa zinatosha.
Yaani disability yangu nilipata nikiwa mdogo kabisa. Kama sijielewi. Yaani tuseme nilijipata nikiwa naye. Lakini mzazi aliniambia ilikuwa polio.
This weekend on KBC Channel 1.
Salma, nikuulize.
Naam.
Wamkumbuka Mzee Konde?
Mzee Konde wa hii shamba tunaoishi hapa. Yule alokufa.
Hasani alikuwa ofisini juzi. Asema ajua siri yote kuhusu hii shamba. Sasa ni maneno gani Hasani anayojua?
Baba yuko wapi?
Baba alikuwa aje lakini ampatikana na dharura kidogo.
Mama, mimi nilijua tu. Nilijua istosha, nimemuota kwenye ndoto.
Mimi wazo langu lilikuwa kwa akae kule huko miezi 6 hata mwaka mpaka akili yake atakapokuwa sawa sawa.
Kwani hiyo ndio suluhisho mume wangu?
Una lazima nifanye kazi katika hiyo nyumba mama. Wajua vizuri sana hao ndio wamefanya kwamba shamba yetu imepotea.
Welcome back. Now let's continue with our coverage. The rise in the number of COVID-19 cases around the globe has resulted in many questions about the coronavirus disease, with pregnant women concerned whether it is safe to breastfeed their babies. But does breastfeeding help transmit COVID-19?
Now, there's also been a question on does breastfeeding help transmitting the virus? And what we can say that there's no evidence that the virus is transmitted through breast milk. However, there's an overlap where during breastfeeding, the mother is in very close contact with the child. And you're encouraged actually during breastfeeding to look at your child and to connect with them as you're breastfeeding. So if the mother is not wearing a mask and she's infected, the aerosols transmitted from the mother could get to the child and actually infect the child. So we're encouraging breastfeeding mothers to avoid going out, and if they must go out when they come in, they make sure that they really clean themselves, clean even the handle of the door as you enter your house, have a shower, clean your hair, clean your fingernails, clean your hands using the proper hand washing hygiene, and put on your mask as you breastfeed your baby and connect with them.
Now, moving on, at least 11 other people who had broken out of coronavirus quarantine centers have been rearrested and thrown back into seclusion. According to the police, majority of the escapees who were stopped on the tracks had been placed into isolation in Mombasa. The suspects are said to have escaped using trucks currently allowed to offer essential services.
Police have successfully rearrested 11 people who had escaped quarantine in Mombasa. Confirming the incident, Makueni County Commissioner Maalim Mohammed said the police pounced on culprits who had enlisted the support of trucks operating from Mombasa. And the police boss says those who will be caught will be repatriated back to their counties of origin.
Wewe umetoka Mombasa na utatuambia umetoka tu ulikuwa hapa Machakos. We have the tracking system. We will locate wherever you have past, mahali umetoka ulipitia wapi, yote teknolojia inatueleza. So you can't cheat, you can't lie to us.
Amid the COVID-19 pandemic, Child Fund Kenya organization has stepped in to help cushion the most vulnerable groups in Kajiado County. The child care organization has donated 10 water tanks with a capacity of 1,000 liters, sanitizers and soaps to women working as children caregivers in this remote region. Similar gesture was shown by Kirinyaga woman representative Wangoi Ngirishi, who donated foodstuffs worth 4 million shillings to the elderly and orphans. She said the donations will benefit over 3,000 families in Media constituency, Kirinyaga County. In the meantime, Busia Governor Sospita Ojamong has revealed that the county will identify a temporary place for transit trucks to address the traffic snarl-up along the Busia-Kisumu highway as they await clearance at the Busia border.
We are going to identify a place where we shall be stationing them because they are now at the forefront of spreading the coronavirus because they don't follow the regulations as given, where when they reach a destination, they should be able to quarantine for 14 days.
His Isiolo counterpart Mohamed Kuti called on well-wishers to donate sanitizers for the less fortunate in the county. Meanwhile, police officers in Isiolo County have benefited from a consignment of free pocket-friendly hand sanitizers courtesy of East African Breweries Limited. Speaking at the police grounds when he handed over the consignment, the company Eastern Regional Head Collins Washira said that as part of corporate social responsibility, the liquor processing giant had opted to first distribute the free hand sanitizers to members of the police service who are part of the frontline workers.
Tunalenga kupatia afisa wa polisi kwanza, ndio ambao wako very prone to the viruses. Kuna watu wengi sana wanapita, na kwanza tuko na roadblock zetu ziko hapa Isiolo kuelekea hivyo vingine, na hao ndio watu ambao tulifikiria kwanza ni watu wa kwanza wa kuweza kupatiwa sanitizer hizi kwanza.
Kisii National Polytechnic will take part in the production of subsidized personal protective equipment as part of its corporate social responsibility. The institution has so far donated 9,000 masks. And in an effort to enhance and boost the fight against the COVID-19, Nyahururu Hospital has installed locally made automated sanitizing booths at various locations. These on top of water points that are foot operated to dispense both soap and water for individuals visiting the health facility. Beatrice Gatonyangetich, Channel 1 News.
Now let's cross over to Migori County, where it was a ceremony of a kind as a section of Kuria elders performed rituals in an apparent attempt to cast away the spells of coronavirus. The elders poured libation, offered sacrifice of traditional medicine to appease their gods to send away the virus that continued to devastate the globe, even as they urged for strict adherence to guidelines issued by the government to curb the spread of the virus.
These are the elders from the Korea community drawn from Bugumbe clan who are gathered for a special ceremony. The elders opting to employ an ancient method to deal with natural calamities. They have once again resorted to the old ways so as to cast away the spells of the global coronavirus pandemic. The Kuria community that spreads to neighboring country of Tanzania sees the pandemic as a big threat with positive cases on the rise.
Magonjwa ilikuwa inakuja hapa mengi tangu zamani, lakini hiyo tulirudisha ikaenda nyuma. Sasa vile tunarudisha na hii, tunaomba Mungu wetu kwenye mlima wetu hii ya Renjoka Rebwiri kuwa urudisha hii kitu mwakuu wetu.
The billowing smoke is that of burnt traditional medicine after pouring libation and other sacrifices to appease the gods. Their chair, Bohoko Mahiri, says despite strong ties to the gods, as a community, they will abide by the guidelines issued by the Ministry of Health.
Wale wasee wetu wanaiongelea kusema rudi nyuma na madawa tumeweka hapa. Sisi tuko na madawa ile tumeweka kwa moto hii inawaka hapa. Sasa hiyo ndio ya kurudisha hii kitu nje.
Hii Mungu asaitie rudi mahali natoka. Na sasa tuwaseona kucha hapa tunauchi na miti mbaya sasa kukisimamisha rudi mahali natoka.
Na vile wamewasha hizo moshi yao uliona ilipandisha juu kabisa, ikionyesha kwamba Mungu ameitikia mwito wao. Kwa hivyo hii kitu itamalizika na itaisha. Kwa hivyo pia tuko na mwito wa rais wetu vile amesema, tukitoka hapa kila mtu ataingia mahali ameingia kwa nyumba yake. Tutasaidiana na rais vile mwito wa rais tutausikie vizuri sana. Kwa hivyo sisi tuko pamoja na
that this is not the beginning of not adhering to the government and the Ministry of Health directives. We are telling our people that the directives of the Ministry of Health must be followed to the latter, as we also join the war from this perspective.
They believe the sacrifice was accepted and very soon the pandemic will be a thing of the past. For Channel 1 News, I'm Sarafina Robi.
And now on matters business, established manufacturers and Juakali artisans have been urged to collaborate in developing quality products to meet local needs in the wake of the coronavirus pandemic. Industrialization, Trade and Enterprise Development Cabinet Secretary Betty Minor says this will be key in boosting capacity of the Juakali industry in producing hospital beds, ventilators, among other equipments.
According to the Kenya National Federation of Juakali Associations, the country has over 17.5 million people employed in micro, small and medium enterprises. However, even before the coronavirus pandemic, most of the Juakali artisans were unable to get credit from banks and to keep their businesses afloat. This now, coupled with a depressed economy, means money is not flowing, pointing to a possible total crumble in the industry. To this end, the government is offering advice for a possible lifeline.
And I'm certain, looking at this, the way this is made, I hope this is also a partnership you can reach with our Juakali sector. Absolutely. To cut and, especially for the large assembly, I hope that there's a partnership with the guys in the Juakali sector to be able to make these plates.
Speaking during the presentation of a bridge mechanical ventilator by Toyota Kenya, CS for Industrialization Betty Maina further said individual Juakali artisans were also welcome to showcase their inventions to the ministry when not partnering with corporates, adding that there are no restrictions.
I think it's important that these people also come out and reach out to the ministry and our agencies and our staff. We have staff all over the country, industrial development officers. So I think it's important that they reach out and let us know what it is that they have innovated and the support they require. Yeah.
The COVID-19 pandemic has seen more corporates and learning institutions emerge with innovation, heeding the government's call for locally made solutions.
It is critical that we see the full range of possibilities. So this is something that can be easily deployed around the country, can be deployed in many hospitals, can be deployed in many dispensaries, and can support to keep people alive should they get to the place where their lungs require this help. So I really am excited.
It's a manual system, like we said. It's used to actually pump the air into the lungs. We can regulate the breaths that is actually required using the mechanism. And more so, it can use battery as well as electricity. Battery using the smaller batteries, like even a motorcycle battery, to a larger battery.
Toyota Kenya's mechanical bridge ventilator was made from the engine parts of the Toyota Land Cruiser to aid COVID-19 patients with respiratory difficulties.
You might be there wondering that the machines being showcased as prototypes at the Ministry of Industrialization has just been made by corporates, but as an individual, you too can also showcase your equipment to the government to fight this common cause. Alan Aoko reporting for Channel 1 Business in Nairobi.
And in the sports arena, local betting firm MBet has started discussion with the government aimed at supporting local sport federations during this coronavirus crisis. Thousands of people have lost their lives from the virus worldwide, with the US and Italy being the most affected countries.
Local betting firm MBet, which started its operations in the country early this year, is in discussion with the Sports Ministry to come up with a way to support sportsmen and women in the country across all disciplines.
Yeah, keep the social distance, be safe, do exactly what our minister and that he's saying. I think he's doing a fantastic job, and just follow the rules. And if everybody can follow it, I'm sure we'll all come out of this sooner than later.
The company, which also operates in the DRC, Tanzania and Uganda, is planning to invest in local football after the coronavirus pandemic.
Of course we do. We're just waiting for things to become normal, and then yes, we would like to come in and support the local football industry.
The industry, like other businesses, has been hit hard, forcing MBet to come up with simulated matches to keep their operations afloat.
Yes, it's been a challenging environment.